Hello everyone, and a good day to all of you. I was asked a question recently about these Jietai camo pants that I'm wearing right here that I've worn in a lot of my past videos, asking if I could do a review on them. And then it came to my realization that I thought I already did a review on them, but turns out I had not. So this is going to be an extremely, well, relatively speaking, but pretty long-term review. I've owned these for about 3 years, I think slightly over that, maybe 3.5 years. Very long time. I've been using these a ton when out at the range, mostly. Out hunting, out hiking as I am right now. So put these through a lot of use. So let's talk about them. What these pants are, these are S&Graf's Crye G4 style of pants. Of course, based off of the Crye Precision G4 pants, which I do want to bring up, of course. It'd be a natural point of comparison. However, I don't have any of the G4 combat pants to compare this to, but I do have several pairs of Crye's field pants, G4 again. So I'm going to be drawing some comparisons to these with the quality and how these hold up in comparison. Of course, there are slight differences between the field pants and the combat pants. The most major obvious difference is that instead of actual hard knee caps like you have right here, exposed and everything, you just have on the field pants, you have just an internal pad that you can put in, but you don't even need to necessarily run it with that. I really like these field pants. I have a lot of pairs of these. I never did get around to picking up any of Crye's actual combat pants just because for most of my usage, I do prefer these better. They're not my all-time favorite field type of pants either, but they are up there. They're a very, very good one. There are some other minor differences, which I will point out as I go through these pants, just between the field pant and the combat pants, but just understand this will be still a fairly good comparison for most of the features on here. So to start, of course, just with the very basics on these pants, just kind of the visual stuff you can see right off the bat. These are in the JSDF camouflage pattern, and the reason I wanted to wear all this JSDF outfit, not only because it's thematic, but also because I usually don't wear this top as much, so it just hasn't been weathered. And one thing I did want to mention is that you don't really see much of a color difference. So these pants have really held their dye, their color really well, despite me owning them for I think a year or two longer than I've actually had this shirt. And as I said, just a lot more usage on the pants themselves, but no fading, no real noticeable fading whatsoever. Really good there. One other additional comment just on the camo and all that. These work with NIR emission, no issues whatsoever with that. They don't have any bad glow. And as far as the actual fabric itself, this does seem to be a little bit thinner overall than what you get on the Cryes. However, still not a problem. It's still very durable. I haven't had any tears. Very minor fraying around the belt line, which I'll show later. Just loose threads, pretty much, pretty average, what you'd expect from any pair of pants. So for all of these have been holding up to wear and tear over the years. Excellent. Very good in that regard. Moving to just a top to bottom of all the features on here. So starting on the belt line here, I'll just do some close-ups. That way I don't need to do any weird camera angles. So the attachment loops right here on these front belt loops, these are a little bit floppier, a little bit less rigid on the JSDF pants themselves. Like I said, it hasn't really caused me any issues. Granted, I don't really put too much on these attachment loops. Usually it'll be just gloves or my glasses case at most. So not a whole lot there. Yeah, in both cases, with the S&Graf pair, the JSDF one, as well as with the Crye, they're both very, very well reinforced with just a lot of stitching there. So they've held up really well. Both these pairs of pants have a Velcro adjustment for the waist. And I haven't really had any issues. Actually, the waist adjustment is very comparable in quality between these two pants. The Velcro has been holding up good, and the actual adjustment little tab right here is, it's a good rigid sort of coated polymer type of thing, and yeah, holding up really well there. Moving down to the pockets, so all the pockets on here are placed in the exact same spots between the S&Graf pants and on the real Crye pants. However, one major difference I've noticed is on the inside of all of these pockets, on both the real ones and the S&Graf ones, is you do have mesh. And the reason you have that mesh is to help these to breathe. Really, really nice pants, especially in the summer, because you can unzip these pockets below here and there's extra mesh there. However, the mesh on these S&Graf pants, it is a lot more thin. I haven't had any issues with this tearing. I have kind of worried about it, especially when I first got these pants. It's a lot more durable feeling mesh. It's also a much more fine sort of mesh on the real Crye pants, but like I said, haven't had any problems with it either way. It's been good. Moving down, now this is one difference between just the combat pants themselves and the field pants from Crye, is you have these little loops here, which I've read are for like a breeching charge to be put into, because then you can open up this pocket right here and you can see you can just fold this into here and then you have more loops in here. So these are good, these are rigid. I don't have a point of comparison for this because this is not, like I said, this is not on the field pants, but seems fine there. Haven't had any issues. I don't really use these too much, but you do have another pocket, just a little one right here. For example, you can put mags in here, pistol mag, which works great. Moving down to what I would say is the biggest issue with these pants is these knee pads. So you of course have the open knee pad insert. This will take real Crye knee pads, which is what I have in here right now, compared to the ones that come with it. Now, it does come with them, at least, which is kind of nice, but these are not very good. So you can see they did a good job on the color. The Velcro is placed a little differently, and I've ran into a lot of problems with the Velcro on these because there's just not enough Velcro, and these always want to kind of slip out of the pants. Another issue, although I said that these knee pads are rigid compared to the field pants, they're less rigid on the real Crye knee pads compared to the S&Graf ones. These are overly rigid. You can see, actually, I'm just going to take one right here. If you can see, I'm going to push down like this. You can see this thing does not want to bend at all. And these of course are based off of the impact knee pads from Crye. Again, you can see fairly good visual representation, but quality is definitely not there. Compared to the Crye ones, you can see just how much more these bend by comparison. Just pushing right there by comparison, it just does not want to move. So these are overly hard. I would say if you get these pants that the knee pads that come with them are very bad, by far the weakest point of the pants, but they fit. The regular Cryes, no problem. Actually, the Cryes fit better because they have better Velcro. So yeah, if you get these pants, I would replace these. Behind the knee, you do have your Velcro here to just adjust where the knee pad sits left and right. No problems with that, or to, you know, adjust how tight it is, and it's good there. And I did actually slightly skip over this, but also discussing the adjustment. Of course, just like the Crye G4s, you do have a little pull cord right here in your side cargo pocket, which is how you adjust how high or low your knee pad sits. Further down here, at the back, towards the bottom of your leg, you do have a pocket here, which I have never used, but it is there if you need it. And that is also something that's only on the combat pants, not on the field pants. And then last, you got your adjustment with Velcro here for how tightly you want this to your boot. Now, one other point, as for the sizing, compared to the sizing on the actual Crye pants, you have a lot more options when you're ordering Cryes for fitting it perfectly to you. You do have some leeway, of course, with the waist adjustment and all that. Compared to these just come in extra small, small, medium, large, just your regular sizes. These are in Japan, these are in the Japanese sizes, but they do have a sizing chart on their website. And I will say, you know, just measure yourself, and their sizing chart is spot on. I had no issues with the fit on these. And if the waist is a bit large for you, like I said, this has the waist adjustment, and that works well, so you can always take up any extra slack there. Now, I did want to talk about how to actually order these pants, because given that these are located in Japan, it can be a little bit difficult to order these internationally. So years ago, when I did buy these, they actually had these listed on Amazon Japan, so it was really straightforward. I just purchased it there, had it shipped to a shipping forwarder that I have set up in Japan for my account, had them receive it, ship it to me, and it was done. Fairly straightforward. As of recording this video, I checked right before doing this, and I wasn't able to find these pants on Amazon Japan anymore. However, an alternative method is that you can go to S&Graf's website directly, and I'll have the link right here. I don't remember exactly. I'm going to have to confirm it when I'm editing, but make sure to go to that exact link. Don't type in, so if I have www here, then make sure to type it in. Otherwise, don't, because they have a misconfigured redirect, and if you go to the other one and you type that in, then it's just going to blank out and act like the website's dead, but it's not. They just have it, the DNS is slightly misconfigured. But at any rate, that's one part. So once you actually go to their website, you can find the pants themselves, and in the description below this video, I'm going to have the actual item name in Japanese so you can search for it easier, because whole site's in Japanese naturally, as you would expect, so there's pretty much not a lick of English anywhere on there. Now from there, you can't actually directly just add these pants or whatever else you want from their site. You can't add it directly to your cart. You actually need to email them directly. So what you would do is you would just get the item name, and the reason I'm putting it in the description is just in case they change it in the future, just so you can confirm it. But you put in the item name of these pants as they show up on their website, put in the quantity, you know, just like you're typing up an actual invoice. Try to use fairly simple English. They do have a pretty limited understanding of English, given that they're in Japan. Just kind of, if you do have a basic understanding of Japanese, just try to think of how that would translate using Google Translate, and just go from there. It's pretty straightforward. Just say, you know, I want X amount of items, and these are the list of item names. They can send you an invoice via PayPal. That's how they did it with me last time I ordered from them, which is when I bought this shirt, for instance, and this hat. And then you should receive your order. For me, it took, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. It was actually pretty quick. I don't recall if I had tracking when I did it. That might be different now, because I haven't ordered anything from them in well over a year, even with this and everything. And they do have other interesting items on S&Graf's store as well. Of course, if you are looking to build kind of a actual JSDF impression, these are not accurate. These are kind of so-called fantasy pants, because the JSDF is pretty broke overall. They don't have the budget to afford nice Crye style pants. They just still use the old BDU style. But for what these are, you know, I personally really like the pattern. I think it's cool. They hold up extremely well. Very, very well built. And they're actually a very good price. The yen, as of recording right now, the Japanese yen is fairly weak compared to the dollar, so you can get these at kind of a discount. But even when it used to be 100 yen to $1, these are still very, very reasonably priced pair of pants. So thank you all for watching this video review on the S&Graf Crye G4 style pants. Hope that you enjoyed. Hope that this was informative. If you have any other questions, by all means, please do leave those in the comments below, or just, you know, anything else. I always love to read those. Thank you all for watching, especially all the way to the end here. Hope you all have a good one. Take care, and see you all in the next one.